What's going on, everyone? Seth Miranda here for Manfrotto with Gabrielle, and we're going to be playing around with the Halo Compact. However, with the deflector skin, you don't just reflect, you can shoot through the diffusion. So for you, I figure we're here in Soho in Manhattan where it's interesting streets and there's a lot of shadow going on here, which is great if you want to get nice, even, soft light, and you'll get shots. But how do you make those shots your own? What about making the light the way you want to make it? Well, I like to carry around the Halo Compact, and you can actually fire a strobe through this diffuser, this two-stop diffuser material, and this thing is great. It fits in basically my back pocket in a pouch this big. I'm carrying 4 with me in my photo bag right now. So the first setup we did was we just went right over to something that was just kind of like a little interesting, and I just set up nothing more than just a quick Speedlight on a Manfrotto stand. I think this is their smallest one actually. You can click them together, so I carried 2 today, and I have this Manfrotto umbrella adapter, and I put the Speedlight on top, threw the dome diffuser on, and zoomed the Speedlight all the way out because I wanted to scatter as much across this as I can. The more I use of it, the softer the light's gonna be on Gabrielle, because the bigger the light source in relation to your subject, the softer the light. Well, this becomes a 3-foot light source on this right here, okay? Well, as convenient as that was, I then get a lot of leeway here. So I can shoot to the exposure of the scene, but when you do that, you can see in the background that it blows out. You start losing the detail in the sky. Any sunlight that's on buildings just goes completely nuclear. Well, if I control that exposure and bring it back down, then the street goes too dark. But do we care? When we can throw in our own strobe and make it a little more dramatic on Gabrielle's face, really sculpting her out, getting a little more dark, and actually kind of, you know, giving her a little bit more of a snap out of the environment itself when it gets a little darker. But this is a creative choice. You can totally have that background go a little brighter and nuclear if you want. You can also bring it back down if you want and have the ability to shape your model with the diffuser in front of them. And that's not enough. You got another option. I can easily just reflect the light. So instead of shooting the light through the diffuser, I flip it around. I've got this soft silver on the deflector, right? Bang the light into this, it comes back at Gabrielle, sort of like a bit of an umbrella type action if you want to think of it that way. But instead, I've got it in the Halo Compact, which is packing down to just this small, and is also a reflector, and is also a diffuser, and is all this other stuff. So it's really convenient. And I even lucked out with an exhaust fan kicking on with that beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, clean exhaust fan air, but it was blowing around Gabrielle's hair to actually make a really cool look, make it look more dynamic, and it gave me a nice little blowout too. Looks natural to me. Then I said, you know what, we're in Soho, let's take a look for another spot, and we're right here in front of this really decorative, like old school door. Quick couple shots. I mean, it wasn't anything. One Speedlight right through the diffuser, and we're good to go. Great, great. But as you can see in all the shots, it looks really natural. In fact, in the background, you can see that this background over here gets a little bit of light on it and it looks like shards of sunlight. That was actually me shooting off of the edge of the deflector, letting this project a little bit, making uneven exposure on the background while keeping the exposure even on you, getting you that nice light that we were looking for, but also creating a natural environment. So it doesn't just look like, hey, it's lit. It's never good, right? So yeah, so making it look natural is kind of like the trick. You're gonna have to play with it and get your creative decisions in play. You know, you're gonna decide whether you want that background to blow out, whether you want it to be the same exposure. Do you want it to look natural? Do you want it to look stylized? Do you want it to make it look dramatic? Do you want to make it look nice and even and clean? But you have all these choices because you're creating the light how you want, you're refining the light how you want, and you're using the environment's light with the exposure you want and then mixing it with the exposure you want from the strobe. Was that enough, a lot of words for you? Okay. Then we switch over to that other style where we reflect off of the soft silver into this side. And we got more of a sunlight look, but as you can see in all the shots, it looks really natural. Look at this girl. Boom, boom. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. Leave some comments, hit like. Don't forget to follow Manfrotto on all the social stuff. You can follow me at LastXWitness on all the social if you'd like, and Gabrielle.
You can follow me on Instagram. It's gabrielle.elise26.
There you go, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.